Yes, hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. As at 8585 here, I'm bringing you a tuning video. Today we're tuning the Porsche 911 GT RSR in R35, the homologated Forza GT series. So this car I thoroughly have enjoyed using. It was a pain in the ass to tune, it really was, but finding out how to sort of master the oversteer and the understeer going into corners was kind of rewarding, because I've managed to sort of, for me anyway, to fix it. So on the screen behind is the tuning setup for the car itself, and as you saw on the previous video, the car is it's a bit of a monster, to be fair. It keeps up with all the cars, like all the super fast cars like the Jaguar, the Lamborghini down the straights. Obviously it won't overtake them unless they've got the full aero, but it does keep up with them on the straights, and in the corners it does keep up with things like the GTR, LM and all the other cars with 7.3, 7.4 handling. So it's a well-rounded vehicle nonetheless, and the tune, I think it just complements it ever so slightly, and yeah, it's just turned out to be a very, very good and rewarding car to tune. So yeah, we're just rounding up the part side. There's literally not much you can put onto it, to be fair, to get it into the homologated series. So on the finer tuning side of things, I've opted for a slightly higher PSI. The reason I've gone for the 28.5 is it gives it a bit more responsiveness, turning into corners and coming out of corners, but also it adds a bit of longevity to the tyres. I did find out that the front tyres were wearing out quite quickly when I was previously running 28, so I upped it by half a PSI, 28.5, and I think it's just helped it out ever so slightly to increase the grip throughout the whole race. So camber, negative 1.4, negative 1.1 on the rear. Toe on the rear, I've actually opted for a negative 0.2 and a slightly lower caster. So the reason I opted for a negative 0.2 toe was to try and eradicate the oversteer coming out of corners. It was very snap-on oversteer. There was nothing banging. It would just all of a sudden just kick out. This negative toe has kind of increased the stability going in and coming out of corners, because obviously there's a bit more tyre scrub, thus pushing more weight, I guess, to the front end, because the front end's actually turning quicker now than the rear. So it's a well-balanced car. Dampers and the springs you have just seen there, it's extremely stiff on the front compared to the rear. Again, just helps with that oversteer going into corners, coming out to corners, and sort of on and off the accelerator. So but using this car more and more in the endurance GT races, I do kind of realise why people do use the car. It's so easy to use once you have a good solid tune behind you. The stock version of it is kind of difficult to use. I did try it without any tuning, and yeah, that was a bit of a disaster. So the car itself, I do thoroughly enjoy using it. I do find it extremely easy and fun to use. So guys, the tune's now complete. I'm just going to show you the leaderboards on Suzuka West, the alternate circuit. And what I'll do, guys, is I'll actually show you the replay so you can actually see it from me using the vehicle, how I used it, how I go into corners, how I go out of corners, etc., and what the car actually looks and feels like, to see that the tune actually works. So here we are, guys, we're actually into the Hotlap right now. This is the car chasing view, because obviously this is the view that I actually use. So as you can see, going into corners, it's extremely stable. It's fine with the curbs, and it doesn't really tend to bottom out. A bit of snaking on the brakes. I think that's because of how high the caster is, but it doesn't really affect the car too much. It doesn't make it difficult to use, and it doesn't make it spin out or anything like that. So there's no need to worry about that. It's completely normal in this tune. Easy on that curb there. I messed this corner up here. I do get a bit of a late turning. I could have, ran the curb a bit more and probably taken off maybe a tenth or two of my lap time. It did slow me down, but it's just fine hairs. We're clutching at straws there. So then powering out the corner, as you can see there, there's no oversteer whatsoever. The back end just likes to just turn around and you just fire out. So it's absolutely perfect. Super stable through that chicane. That chicane's so hard to use, and that's what really does show up on a bad tune. Because say if the back's too stiff, as soon as you flick it left, the back end will step out. If it's too front, likewise the front end, that will just step out as well. So you're going to either hit the wall or you're going to go on the grass. It's as simple as that. Coming out the final corner again, absolutely no signs of oversteer, and yeah, that's a lap of Suzuka in the Porsche GT RSR. So yeah, boys, as a big thank you for everyone sticking by me and actually still watching my channel and videos when I do upload, I'm going to add in a bonus tune. This tune again is another tune that I use in the R83 5 class, the homologated Forza Endurance GT races especially. So yeah, I'll let that actually play out for you. I'll show you the vehicle, I'll show you the tune, and I'll let the rest just play out. So I do hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed this video. It's good to be back, guys, it really is. I'm having fun on Forza again. I'm tuning cars, I'm making them better than they were 6, 7, 8 months ago, or even 2 or 3 or 4 weeks ago. So every day I'm getting better and better at tuning. Hopefully the content I'm giving you guys is actually getting better too. And we're 11 subscribers off the big 1,000, boys. So if you've got anyone who does like tuning videos or likes R-Class racing or any sort of racing in general, please send them my way. I need to try and get to that 1,000. That's a milestone. So as soon as I've got that, boys, you know, it's 2,000. We just need to keep going in the right way, because that's what's going to keep me motivated and, you know, enjoying what I'm doing for you. So yeah, the tuning settings are now going to play out, boys, and hopefully I shall see you it all in the next video. Stay tuned for more.